The Central Florida Christian Chamber and Triangle Media welcome you to the Builders Podcast, spotlighting Christian business leaders and their stories of faith, leadership, and success. Here's your host, Suzanne Lynn.
Welcome to the Builders Podcast. I'm Suzanne Lynn, and this is the Christmas edition, since we'll be spending some time with the December speaker at the Relationship Building Lunch, Joe Pici. Now, Joe's going to be speaking to the Christian Chamber on Thursday, December 12th, and we are really excited about that. For over 30 years, Joe's worked with top companies around the world as a trainer, a coach, a keynote speaker. He's the author of the best-selling book, Sell Naked on the Phone. I want to know more about that. He's also best known for his rapport mastery sales training methodology. He's an expert in helping you through every step of the sales process, from lead generation to delivering effective sales presentations to client retention and much more. Joe's got a dynamic personality that just pulls you in and keeps you totally engaged. Welcome, Joe. How are you today?
It's great to be here. You said all those great things about me. I better live up to it, huh?
Well, I mean, and if anybody's ever heard you speak before, they know that you just lean in when you're talking and you're very engaging. So we're excited because the topic you're going to be talking about is the power of a dream. And what a great topic to end a year on and start planning for a new year.
Yeah, I think it's the most important thing people can do is find out why they're doing what they're doing and what they're running for.
Joe, we all have dreams, but for a lot of us, it just stays in that dream box. So how do you identify like a dream from reality, that a dream that can become true?
I think it's simpler than people think.
Okay.
When you really do find your dream, your purpose, your passionate desire, then outside of non-integrity issues, there's nothing on the table that you won't do. A real dream will pull you through your obstacles, through your challenges, and will propel you to accomplish what you want to accomplish.
You make it sound so easy. I mean, what are some of the common obstacles? And I'm just going to share with you, my first obstacle would be fear, overcoming fear.
Fear is an amazing thing. I've read many books, False Evidence Appearing Real. I think there's a lot of fears. In fact, on my podcast, there's a couple of podcasts just designed on fear. But really, the only way you overcome a fear is not through self-help books, not through walking on fire. It's really facing it and doing it. And I think one of the reasons why people do have fears is they never master the skills and strategies to overcome those fears. So they live in an area that they don't know how, and so they fear the unknown.
One of the things when I face fear, like we just stepped out in our own business, is what's the best case scenario, what's the worst case scenario, and what's realistic. And that really helped me to be grounded and go, okay, well, worst case scenario is that we go back to full-time jobs, or maybe we downsize to a house. I'm like, that's not so scary. But I had to, like you said, I had to face it.
I think whenever you start a business, and I know so many of our chamber members own small and medium-sized businesses, some large businesses, or some people are in leadership roles in those businesses. And when you're in a leadership role, it's kind of like owning a business. Business is not nearly as complicated as people make it. Number one, you got to take in more money than you spend. Okay? Right. But you really have to determine what it is that it's going to take to be successful in those business. And many businesses have different things. But really, and I've talked to people in the chamber about this a lot of times, there are certain things called non-negotiables, which are the things it takes to be successful in those businesses, in that career, in that ministry. Really finding out the things it's going to take to be successful, and then making a decision. Is the prize worth the price? And if it is, then you go ahead and you go start processing through this thing.
So what does it take to make a dream reality? If you just had 1 minute to put that in a nutshell, what would you say?
Action. Action conquers fear. Only people,
that's a bumper sticker. Let's make that a bumper sticker.
Well, it's one of our battle cries. It's again, it's one of our podcasts. It's I'm going into a company next month and doing a whole training on the actionable items. And when you really look at the whole thing, there's only about 3 or 4 things a person has to do when any business. And only action is going to help you conquer the doubt, the fear, the obstacles, the things you were talking about in the beginning. And so you kind of have to look it in the eye and decide, and that's what we're going to spend time with. This is not going to be a how-to-it seminar at the chamber. This is going to be, how do you realize those dreams that you've been tucking away for years, and how do you attack them?
Mm-hmm. I love that, because I think that a lot of us have dreams that we've never verbalized before, and it's time to take it to that next level out of our head, and maybe at least being bold enough to write it down on a piece of paper that this is our goal for 2020.
Well, goals and dreams are a little different.
Okay.
Your dream is your end result, and your goals are your objectives and stair steps to get there. So when you're looking at, does your dream and your goals, do they line up? And so many times they don't. And so we wind up working very hard in the wrong areas. The dream is the gasoline. It's what gets you up in the morning. What gets me up at 3:30 every morning on a stationary bike. It's not an alarm clock. It's not fear. It's the dream. And dream doesn't have to be money.
Okay.
Whatever you're running for, better eventually turn into significance. And if it doesn't become significant, you just won't do it long enough.
Mm-hmm. Joe, I can tell already that however much time you have to speak at the December Chamber Lunch, it's not going to be enough. So one of the things that I've really been diving into is your podcast. So we want to give someone a place to go after they get excited and they're engaged with you on Thursday the 12th. Can you talk briefly about your podcast so people can stay connected with you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Sales Edge. It's on all the podcasts out there. And if a person wants to access our podcast, all they have to do is take out their phone and type in 55678, and in the tagline, put Sales Edge. One word. If they hit that, it'll take them to a link. It'll take them to a splash page where they can scroll down, get some free ebooks, but there is connections to all the podcasts. It's free. It's not an upsell. But we only started this 6 months ago. And as of tomorrow morning, there'll be podcast number 62. We put out 2 every week, every Tuesday, every Thursday.
That's an incredible schedule. So just as we start to wrap this up a little bit, what do you want someone who's at the lunch to take away? What do you want them to feel when they're walking away?
I think more than anything, I want them to understand there is a process and procedure, a step-by-step plan to really accomplish your dreams. And that I want them to walk away not regretting 2020, what they're regretting in 2019. Because most people live a life of regret, and God brought, in the Bible, it says we are here to conquer, not to occupy. So I want to equip them and empower them to really have a burning desire and to run for it in 2020.
It feels like you just take every day and every moment and you squeeze every opportunity out of it. And that's what I want.
I don't have a hobby because I've been blessed. In the United States of America, we have an opportunity to do pretty much whatever we want to do within the law. Dawn and I have been able to find a business that we are so passionate about that I would do it for free, but I don't because people don't value free. However, it is my love. It's my passion. It's my hobby. It's what I have been born to do that gives other people significance. So therefore, it's not work for me. It's not a job. It's really not a business. It's a calling.
How can everybody stay in touch with you?
Well, they're allowed to have a free complimentary cup of Joe, which is call me anytime for a cup of Joe. I love the phone. You get more done in 10 seconds on the phone than 27,000 emails.
It's true.
Joe, go on my LinkedIn profile, Joe Pici. Check us out, our website, www.piciandpici.com. But more than anything, I want to give Mark Goldstein a headache. I want so many people to come that they have to put out extra tables. This could be a game changer in your life. Not because it's Joe, but of the message Joe's bringing. Because it's not about me. This could be a turning point in your life. And life is about turning points.
Yeah. It's a new year, and I'm so glad that you're the cherry on top for the end of the for the luncheon that's happening in December. So thank you so much. And I'll tell you what, we're going to be right back. You spoke about Mark Goldstein. He's going to talk about the Christmas party that's going to be taking event right after you speak. So
Great.
Don't go too far.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Joe.
Do you have valuable information to share? Are you looking to build a relationship between your brand and your target audience? Are you able and willing to talk about your products, services, and/or industry on a regular basis? If you answered yes to these questions, then you or your organization needs a podcast. Podcasts are the new talk radio. 144 million Americans listen to podcasts, including 90 million on a monthly basis. Podcasts are in demand because consumers want information on demand, on the go, and in a personal, relatable way. At Triangle Media, we take care of every step of your organization's podcast. From idea creation to recording and editing through distribution, it couldn't be easier for you. We even offer white label podcasting services for agencies who want to offer podcasting to their clients. Contact Suzanne Lynn at trianglemedia.biz to learn more and ask about video podcasting too.
And welcome back to the Builders Podcast. Suzanne Lynn with Mark Goldstein. And we're very excited about the event that's happening, the Relationship Building Lunch on December the 12th. But you've got something extra special.
Suzanne, what we have found over the last few years is that trying to do a separate Christmas party in December or at the end of November was really a challenge. Mm-hmm. And folks didn't want to go to too many events.
Sure.
So we decided that this year we were going to combine our December lunch and a Christmas party event, which is going to take place right afterwards.
It makes so much sense. I mean, and it's a good opportunity because a lot of times, small businesses are not having their own Christmas party. They're just trying to get by and get through that Christmas hecticness.
Absolutely. So what we've decided to do is right after the lunch, we're going to reset the room, sort of. Mm-hmm. The dessert that we would typically do during the lunch, we're going to do at the end. Okay. We're going to have Chambers Got Talent. So we're going to have a few people that are going to sing. Okay. And a couple of original arrangements.
Oh, wow.
From a couple of folks that are going to debut at the party. Mark Toggett from Pro Shots is going to do headshots for folks who want professional headshots going into the new year.
Awesome.
Emmy Zumwalt, area director for Mary Kay, is going to do those little touch-ups for guys and girls who want that right before. Yeah. And we're also going to use that time to do the presentation of the Chamber Member Awards. So the recipients will be named then. So it's going to be a pretty festive event. Go for about an hour or so after the lunch.
It's a great opportunity for you to make that your Christmas party, right?
Absolutely. And there's no extra cost. Oh. If somebody comes to the lunch, they just stick around. The party is included in it. But you hit on something very important. This is a great time for people with small businesses. Maybe you have an employee or two. It's not like you're going to go out perhaps and do your own Christmas party. Right. So it's a time to bring them to lunch. We're going to have a great speaker in Joe. It's going to help everybody. And then we're going to have that little party afterwards. So let us do the heavy lifting and just bring folks with you. Coworkers, employees, clients, neighbors. Bring your family.
That's great.
Whatever. It all works.
You always make it so special. And I don't want to stop talking about the Christmas party, but I want to ask you, as you look back to this whole year, 2019, what is your biggest takeaway? What's something that you just go, man, that was a really special part of the year?
So you asked me a question that you didn't prompt me for. I think, and this is going to sound typical, but it's seeing the relationships that got built, the people that had those aha moments in meeting with somebody and seeing divine appointments happen and pieces of the mosaic, the tiles come together, and really seeing marketplace ministry at its finest, where people epitomized the serve, don't sell.
Right.
And so I know that's kind of a
I don't think that's I don't think that was cliche. I can tell you we signed up in March, and it's been an amazing year, and we're very grateful as I look back and think about what we're thankful for. I'm so glad that we met you and hopped on board, and I can't tell you how many people we've suggested jump into, because you do an excellent job, and I know everybody at the Chamber wants to give you a hug and thanks.
Well, thank you. And I'll say this, and people hear it on the little thing in between about Triangle Media, but nowadays it's all about people seeing you and learning about you, developing a relationship with you. A lot of times you can't just find that many people to do it one-on-one.
Right.
Doing a podcast or doing a video cast really leverages technology to help you build those relationships and make friends to people that you didn't even know were out there. So I really would encourage people, as they're looking at a strategy, a marketing strategy in the new year, to consider doing video casts. I mean, if you told somebody 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you should consider doing a TV show, it's just cost prohibitive.
Right, sure.
But imagine the impact that's the same impact you're getting now with presence, just using a different platform.
Wow. See, and that's so typical of you. I was complimenting you, telling you what a great job, and you turn it around. You're always looking at somebody else and giving them kudos and encouragement. So thank you, Mark.
Well, you and Jim, the behind the scenes that people don't get to see that make all this work.
Wow.
You guys are my heroes, because it's tough. It is tough, especially for small business. It is so tough to keep it going. But to have people like you and Jim that can provide those resources, that can help that small business seem like a corporate giant, perception's reality. And thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, thank you over there.
All right, one more time, a pitch for the Christmas party sign up.
Go to the Chamber website, cfchristianchamber.com. On the homepage, you can click to come, and it's as easy as that.
And we should get dressed up in festive colors.
You could wear anything you want there. I mean, sort of. Yeah, I'm gonna wear my Santa tie.
All right, you're setting the bar high. All right.
No, it's not that great of a tie.
Thanks for joining us.
This has been the Builders Podcast, presented by the Central Florida Christian Chamber and produced by Triangle Media. If you're interested in having a program like this for your business, contact Suzanne Lynn at trianglemedia.biz.